Hello and welcome to this Astranti Connect YouTube video taking a look at needs and client needs. Now this is a very important subject and one that you'll learn a lot about on your CPCAB courses, starting at level 2, building on that through level 3 and through level 4 till you are qualified. And needs is all about understanding what the client is looking for. Where are their needs not being met, and how can you counsel them to help them to fulfill those needs? And if you like this video, then please like and subscribe to our Astranti Connect YouTube channel. We're going to be posting lots of videos like this and also ones about the industry and insights into counselling as well. And also visit our website www.astranticonnect.com for more information on joining our courses and starting your counselling journey. So needs is all about what the client needs, what the client is looking for, where they are lacking perhaps in their life. And everyone has needs, and everyone needs for those needs to be fulfilled. And it could be the reason why they have reached out to a counsellor in the first place, because certain needs in their life are not being met. But first, it's important to understand what is the difference between a need and a want. A lot of people use these terms interchangeably, but they are different. So, you have need and you have want. What is the actual difference between the two? Well, a need is an essential, something that you need in your life, that your life is being unfulfilled by not having this need. Whereas a want is a desire. It's something that you don't need to have, but you would like to have it. So, for example, a need would be food and water. You can't live without food and water. They are needs in your life. If you hadn't had that need met, you would be hungry, you'd be thirsty, your life would be at risk. Whereas a desire could be something like a trip to New York or a new car. It's something that you want, it's something that you desire, something that you'd be willing to work for and to work towards, but your life isn't going to necessarily be any worse off without it. It's not going to affect your chances of living for the next 10 years in the same way that not having food and water or struggling to find food and water and worrying about where your food and water is going to come from might. So that's the key difference there. So a need is an essential thing, and it's not just the very, very basic rudimentary food and water. There are lots of needs that we as human beings need in our life. And one of the most famous theories about needs was created by someone called Maslow, who created the hierarchy of needs. And this is a very, very common theory taught in the CPCAB syllabus. And as the name suggests, it's a hierarchy of needs. It's things that you absolutely need, and then once you've fulfilled those needs, you can move on to different needs. And it's based around the idea that there is a series of needs. There are certain things that people won't worry about until other needs are met. And the idea is you start at the very, very bottom with the most rudimentary needs, and then you move up. And there are 5 different stages in the pyramid. So what are those different stages? And how do we know when those are met? And how do we move up? Well, at the absolute bottom, the base of the pyramid is what they call physiological needs. Things that are required simply for you to be able to survive. Food, drink, being able to go to the bathroom, a roof over your head. If those needs are not being met, if you are homeless, if you don't have a roof over your head, then that is one of your absolute most important needs. Or if you are struggling to find food and drink, that is your main need at that point in time. Until you have your food, water to be able to survive, you're not going to worry about whether your job is fulfilling or not, because that is the most immediate need. And once your physiological needs have been met, you move up to your safety needs. feeling safe, feeling secure. For example, safe working conditions in your job, health and safety, medical needs, etc. If you're concerned about a cough or a cold, that's your second level of need. But again, as you can see, you wouldn't be worrying about having safe working conditions if you didn't have a job and you were just struggling to find food and water. So you can see where this hierarchy comes in. Once you have got your survival needs, you've got your food, you've got your water, now you can look at your safety needs, feeling safe and secure. And once that need is met, your safety needs, you move up to your social needs, your need for love, your need for belonging, to have friends, family, relationships. That's the next need. So good relationships, social circles, that's the next need. But again, as you can see, you wouldn't be worrying about having friends if you felt unsafe and insecure all the time, or if you didn't have food and drink. And then once you've got those three are considered to be the initial stage, initial segment, those three, which is your general human needs. And then you move on to your more esteem and actualization needs. Starting with esteem, which is a sense of value, such as being rewarded for the work that you do, promoted in your job. Things that help to give you self-esteem, achieving goals. But again, you wouldn't worry about achieving goals if you didn't even know where your food and water was going to come from. And then finally, you have at the very top of the pyramid your self-actualization, realizing your potential. So this could be achieving any kind of goal, could be to become a counsellor. If that is your absolute goal in life, you want to start your counselling journey, you want to become a counsellor and to help people, that is your self-actualization need, the need to realize your potential as a counsellor. So you can see it's a general stream through the process. You start at the absolute bottom with your most rudimentary needs and you move up based on once you've fulfilled those needs. And the idea behind this is that you don't need to worry about what's in the next step up if the needs at the level you're currently at aren't being fulfilled. Now, of course, it's not an exact science, as in, think about the various different songs and religion and spirit of community that people who were enslaved during the slave trade era had. Now, this would suggest that they were fulfilling these needs here, despite the fact that they certainly didn't have their safety needs met or their physiological needs met. They were only being given enough food and drink to survive, but they were hungry all the time, thirsty all the time, etc. So it's not an exact science, but generally this is a good basic approach. If you are struggling to survival, your need to survive must be met before you're going to worry about being safe, before you're going to need to worry about having friends, having a partner, having relationships, before you're then going to have to worry about your own sense of value and realizing your potential. So let's put an example to show you how this works. Let's take, for example, a client. We'll call them client A, and they are worried that their needs are not being met, and you're counseling them and trying to figure out where their needs are not being met so you can help counsel them to help get those needs achieved. So let's take a look. They own their own house, so they've got a roof over their head, they're quite well off, they live in a well-developed country with easy access to drinking water and food, etc. So are their physiological needs likely to be being met? Yes. So we're not going to necessarily think they need, for their survival needs, their physiological needs to be met, because they are being met. They have a very good, very steady job that has great working conditions, etc. They like their job, etc. So safety needs, is that going to be met? Most likely, yes. But you then start digging, start talking to them and counseling them, and they let you know that they're quite lonely. They feel lonely all the time. In which case, it's likely that their social needs, their need for love, their need for belonging, for relationships, friends, family, partner, are not being met. which means that it's likely that they're in this category of the pyramid here. Their social needs are not being met. That's the root of the problem is in their life. The issues that they are having is that their social needs are not being met. And once you've identified that, you can start counselling around that. Perhaps you can talk about why their social needs aren't being met. Have they had issues with relationships in the past, and so on. Perhaps you could even talk about how they could improve on that, or how they could help get those social needs met. Perhaps they could contact people that they haven't contacted in a while, that they feel they could get in touch with, etc. And because that is the main need that they are struggling to have fulfilled at this point in time. And that's a very, very common topic that is taught on counselling courses at Maslow, and you should be able to see how that all fits in with counselling and why having this hierarchy of needs and being able to use it, being able to identify needs is going to be very useful for you as a counsellor. So thank you for watching this short video. If you would like to know more about needs and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, etc., and you haven't started your counselling journey yet, then please do look into the Level 2 CPCAB courses. You'll learn about this and a lot more on those courses. And if you are already training to be a counsellor or qualified as a counsellor and you wanted a refresher on needs, hopefully that video has helped. If you weren't aware of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, hopefully that's given you a bit of a base understanding of the model as well. So if you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We're going to be posting many more over the coming weeks and months. And please do check out the website www.astranticonnect.com for more information on the CPCAB courses we do, the centres that we're planning to open, the online centres that we have as well, and also just for more general information about counselling and insights into the counselling industry as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again for the next video.